So that is one of my deepest soul's gifts into the world right now, is to support the Blue Diamond souls, to have their voice be heard, further. And through that, I support other women in activating their womb, in starting to follow their own path of their soul. I apprentice beautifully divine, amazing women into finding what is their soul's calling, what is their awakening. How do we support the change that is coming? How do we support the change that we're in? And so who am I? Who is Zapheria Bell? I'm a woman who is showing up for my soul's calling. I am a woman who is stepping into the fear over and over and over again. Every day when I wake up, it's stepping through the fear of what it is to truly be me, of what it is to truly be connected to my soul, this very intense energy that I feel, like this burning, incredible energy that moves through me. Hello and welcome back. My name is Zapheria Bell, the voice of the Blue Diamond Souls. And I am so excited about what's about to come through for this episode. I can actually already feel the tears that are coming through before we've even started. I'm sitting here in this space with these two beautiful, amazing women that I'm about to interview, and we've just opened up a portal to really be able to bring through the message that it is that you are ready to receive right now in this moment. So it is my deepest honor to welcome and introduce you to Claudia. Welcome. She is a midwife and not practicing right now, but is a midwife and is here with her daughter, Maura, hello, who is 8 months pregnant. So excited. So I think it was around about 2 weeks ago now that we met, and I feel we were just speaking before rolling the cameras that I feel like this little soul in here really created for us to be in the same space and for us to meet. And I really am feeling so blessed to have you both here, to have you both in my home, and to feel what it is that we're ready to co-create. So thank you so much for carving out time in your day. Thank you, little one, for you don't want to be called little one, okay? I get it. I hear you. Yeah, that was I'm like, okay, sorry, not little one. Very high, powerful being for arranging this. Oh my goodness. Which I think kind of brings me to where I would love to start is, you're 8 months pregnant, and I know this is your first child, and I know that she's bringing some pretty powerful messages. I'm wondering, what's this experience been like for you so far? Yeah, that's a big question.
We've talked about it a little bit already. Wow, what a journey. I think that for anybody, becoming a parent is quite an initiation. We transform a lot. Just new roles coming in, and for women, the whole experience of all these hormones. And however, as you've mentioned, the souls that are incarnating right now are so on such a vibration that when they incarnate into our bodies, it's wow. Yeah, I've been it's crazy. Like now when I meditate, like as soon as I close my eyes, like it's like I become immensity, It's like it's instant, in an instant.
Ooh. Does she communicate with you? Do you hear her speaking or sharing messages, or is it more this felt sense and where she takes you?
In my case, it's really a felt sense. But the first message that I got from her was like, Mom, I have chosen you for your wholeness. So yeah, I was in a place in my life where I was really like playing small, and yeah, like, I mean, I've always had a how do you say that, like a not regular life.
Yeah.
A typical life. Yeah, I always had quite a typical life, but still, like, being really in a space of like, I'm not enough, and yeah, and really doubting myself, and the first message was like, no, I've chosen you for everything that you are, and I want you to step into this, and like, please explore yourself right now and take the time to like really feel all that you are, because like, this is who I want as a guide. So that's how this whole journey began. And yeah, so I've been the last few months have been quite a journey inward, I would say. And yeah, like I said, it's mostly a felt sense. So exactly, like, pulling me, pulling me to some experiences, and to meet people like you. And yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm lost for words as well. I can really, it's so, I really am lost for words, which doesn't happen. But I guess I want to voice the reason that I'm lost for words and what my felt sense is that's happening right now, because I do feel with her, it's much more a felt sense than it is being able to express words through us. So I'm going to try and put words to what I'm feeling right now, which is what I felt from you the last time you sat like this with your belly pointed towards me. And it's like I can actually feel this very strong energy that's coming straight actually into my womb, and I can feel my womb pulsating, and it's almost like I'm feeling that she is giving my womb a transmission right now, which, you know, considering the womb is my home, the womb is my work, the womb is the thing that I really love to share in the world, and I'm feeling her giving me a different transmission right now of what womb is and what activated womb is, and the vibration that it is that these souls are really requiring. And for me, that's like, you know, deep gratitude to be able to feel that, because I've been teaching this work for a number of years now, and the reason that I teach womb work is specifically for women to be able to bring their womb into a vibration that can hold these souls, because they are, as we've both said, they're a very different vibrational frequency that they're requiring. And so I feel like right now she is giving me an actual felt sense transmission of, yeah, you think that you know what this transmission is or what this vibration that we need is, but this is what it really is. I can really feel her. I'm like, woo, okay. That's like quite a fascinating thing to experience. I wonder for you, on a physical felt sense, what has it been like for you over these 8 months to have this high vibrational being growing inside of you?
Yeah.
Fascinates me still. Pregnancy fascinates me just always, by the way. I'm like, that you are making something in there. Right now, whilst we're speaking, you are also making a human. But I wonder, like, what's been the felt sense over the last 8 months?
Yeah. Well, I've been kind of joking, but it's not a joke at the same time, that it feels like having a portal to source inside of me at all time. So yeah, you can imagine the pull that it creates.
Yeah. Oh. God, goosebumps. Oh my goodness. So I feel like asking your mom some questions about this as well, because I know you're around a lot of women who are pregnant. So this is, you know, for your daughter, this is new, and for you, this is something that's been in your experience for a long time. Actually, I'm interested, like, how long of your life, I don't even know actually, for how long pregnancy and birth has been a part of your life.
I became a doula more than 20 years ago, say like 23 about. My first amazing experience of birth, though, was with her. I had a free birth with her, so 27 years ago. And that in itself is what actually brought me to birth after, because I really did not go the traditional route at all. I felt really strongly the wisdom inside of my body to give birth to this child. And that's the route I followed, and it really brought so much immensity, so much deep, deep trust in this ability to birth. So I think that's actually when I became a midwife, was that moment. It was a very deeply empowering rite of passage, a deep vision quest, really in another dimension. Really opening portal very strongly. And then I had a second child, and then I became a doula. And I became a midwife in 2005. So I've practiced about a little bit less than, close to 10 years, a bit more than 10 years in Canada, Canadian, Quebec certified midwife. And so I've been in this field for a while, but first time grandmother. And even though I've had lots of babies and pregnancies and births around me, this one is definitely different. Definitely unique.
I'm intrigued to ask you more about that, and I will. I think the first piece that I want to ask you is, well, first of all, I want to honor you, because in order for your daughter to be able to be bringing through a high vibrational being right now, that also comes back to the work that you've been doing and the work that you've done in your life to be able to bring her through. And so I really want to honor you for that, because she is already a starseed being in herself. It's like, you know, I feel you as a very high vibrational being, whether you've had quite a normal life or not, doesn't make any difference. It's like, this is who you are and what you hold for you to be able to bring this child through. So, you know, everything that you've done up to this point, I really want to honor you for that, as being part of bringing through this generation that are here to like change humanity. Just a small job that they're here to do, is change all of humanity, just casually.
Switch paradigm.
Exactly. Like, you're just gonna be a grandmother to the shift of the entire of humanity. Okay, no pressure or anything, but that's basically what's happening. But I wonder, have you seen a change in what's happening in, I guess, the children that are coming through in that period of time that you've been midwifing? And I guess what I do want to preface when I say this, I had someone recently say to me, oh, like, are you speaking of high vibrational children as if they're better than? And I really want to preface that for anyone who's listening, is not at all. I don't feel like the children that are coming through are better than. I feel like they are different and they hold a different key. And so therefore they are different. It's the same as like our grandparents and our great-great-grandparents. It's part of our evolution. So I wonder, have you seen or felt a shift happening in your time as doula and then midwife?
Yes, definitely. I can really see how children are really working with their parents, bringing consciousness. And how even through hardships, how situations are being created so that parents are becoming more aware, like they're given the tools, the opportunities to become more aware of what they are truly, and having to show up deeper, better, you know, facing more and more of all that they are. And that's really remarkable. Like, it's more direct. That's what I've been observing. It's definitely more direct. Like a direct cause and effect, like more direct, like there's a direct communication, there's a direct impact. It's amazing. Really beautiful to witness. Yeah.
That excites me. Like there's this again. I think I'm just be covered in goosebumps this whole time, but that excites me because it's one thing for me to be sitting here having these experiences of what I'm hearing, and by being a voice for these souls and what they speak to me, but to really be able to hear that that's what I guess I've been hearing is what's happening, because my understanding is that as well, is that they are starting to really work very directly with the parents that they're coming through, or they don't really necessarily love the word parents, so the guardians that they're coming through, in the wombs that they're coming through. And has that then impacted the actual birth process?
Since I've been out of practice in the last years a bit, it's hard to precisely say for me, especially that I'm really a home birth practitioner. Yeah. Or more than practitioner, actually. What's the proper word? Militant. I really promote home birth.
Yeah.
So it's always, in order to prepare for a home birth, there's already a lot to be in place. That already requires a lot of openness, and it's already most of the time beautiful births. Yeah.
So are you planning a home birth?
Of course. A water birth.
Amazing.
Yes.
Do you feel like you're 8 months, so you're not too far away? Is she kind of showing you and sharing with you what she wants for this birth, or are you really kind of taking that guidance from your mom and her experience, or a mixture of both?
Yeah, a little bit of everything. I've been researching a bit into the orgasmic / ecstatic birthing movement. However, there's a part of it that is like super mental. Like there's really like steps of how like to prepare for a orgasmic birth, and I'm like, yeah, no. I don't want to be up here while giving birth. So yeah, in this research, I've been really like finding what resonates with me and her. And what I found is actually that it kind of goes back to Tantra. The very simple pillars of Tantra, which are breath, movement, and sound, and awareness, of course. So for me, the preparation has been to really just focus on these tools and anchor these tools inside of me so that they are really available during the birth process.
Elva, you touched on like ecstatic birth. Like I really feel like it's such a high possibility to have ecstatic birth, orgasmic birth. And I also love that you're saying to not be in the head, because I agree with you. It's like, it's a little bit, it's the same as if we were going to be ecstatic or orgasmic just in life. It's not going to come if we're in our head. Oh, I need to do step 1 and step 2, and then I'm going to have this ecstatic sensation or feeling. So I feel like that's a really beautiful gift to the women who are listening, is like, yes, orgasmic and ecstatic birth is possible. It's actually it's our birthright, I believe, and maybe it's not going to happen for everybody, and also that's okay and that's perfect. However the birth is perfect, but it is this amazing thing that's available to us, and yet it needs to come from the body.
Yeah.
And like your body already has the wisdom on how to do that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Are you feeling excited?
Yes, I'm really excited. I mean, I'm happy that there's this whole period of preparation, but yes, of course, there's like the initiation of being pregnant, but there is like another layer of initiation through the birth, and I've kind of been preparing like it was a psychedelic journey, like we get so high on so much hormones. So I've been really like in my mind preparing like the space and everything like really as a ritual, basically. And yeah, and about orgasmic birth, like of course it would be an ideal, and or birthing bodies are our sexual body, so it's kind of logical. But same as when we're trying to have an orgasm, not in the head. Let go of the mental idea of having an orgasm. So like, just will try my best to let it happen.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Let it happen, allow it to happen, not expect it to happen. I feel like there's this, and actually I'd be interested in your view on this as well, is that when we can bring the body into ecstasy, whether it be orgasm or whether it be this ecstatic vibration that we can bring into the body at the time of birth, and when we first hold the child as well, my sense and my feeling is that that really allows the soul to come through, and allows the soul to feel, I'm just getting covered in goosebumps again, to feel really safe within the body, right? And so I see you nodding like,
Yes, absolutely. It's exactly the intention of preparing for a natural birth, an ecstatic birth, is really to keep the whole radiance of a soul, in order for a soul to really come into this plane of existence still whole. And in order to do that, we need to have a frequency that can sustain love and pleasure, because the frequency of life itself. So when you are in a space of orgasmic birth, you're allowing energy to take over the body, and you allow it to flow and to be whole. The moment that fear comes in, you block this. So, and that's what blocks ecstatic birth or orgasmic births. And if you allow this, then the blueprint of that actually welcomes the child and is wholeness. They can really arrive and be relaxed in their experience in the body, because everything is flowing. All of these amazing hormones, being oxytocin and endorphins and all the DMT, everything is there, so that the soul can fully arrive and not have to leave pieces behind, because it's experiencing some traumas and the frequency is not aligned with the wholeness of the being. So it has to shut off little pieces, and then it will take the time that it takes for them in order to regain all that they are. But the more the experience of birth is unhindered, the more these souls can come in and immediately radiate all that they are.
I mean, ultimately, that's what we want for this generation that are coming through.
Absolutely.
Right? It's for, I mean, we want it for everybody, but especially even more so for this generation that are coming through of such high vibrational beings, is for them to be able to bring all of their soul here and not have that experience of fragmentation.
Exactly.
So this to me is like, how do we support women in being able to step beyond the fear? And it's natural. I'm sure any woman ever in the history of time that has been pregnant or has birthed has experienced plenty of fear. And so I'm wondering for you, what do you see as the ways for women to be able to let go of that fear, embrace that fear, whatever it might be, to allow?
Yes, absolutely. Well, it has a lot to do with preparation, and she's a clear example. How do you get ready for birth? What kind of food do you nourish yourself with when you are preparing for this birth? What visions would you have? What dream do you have? What is in your field? So, for example, if what you believe about birth is what you see in movies and the stories that you hear from all the women from your family, or your own birthing experience from your own mother, if it was not a beautiful experience, you're carrying this one in your body. So all this gets imprinted, and we hold all this in our fields, in our body. So the first way to clear the fear is to become aware of everything that you are carrying and to start clearing it, to become conscious and aware and find ways to clear it as much as possible. So, for example, with the beautiful work that you're doing, but it not always accessible for every woman, but doing yoga, for example, simply doing yoga is something so amazing in order to feel what truly is in the body and to learn to have it flow. Like, okay, there's a tension there, there's a discomfort there, there's a fear there. Okay, well, allow yourself to feel it, allow yourself to be with it, and allow it to flow. Having an orgasmic birth is not only having a pure bliss, it's allowing everything that is there to come up to the consciousness and flow. Like her daughter is telling you, like, I want the whole of you. So it doesn't mean being perfect and blissful. No. It means allowing everything that is, but become aware. Turn the mirror around. What is in your field? What is in your conscience? How can you sit with those fears, and how can you let it melt? Gently, slowly. Get information and connect with your body.
I noticed that, as you said, like, it's as simple as doing yoga, and the gecko, and the gecko makes noise, it means truth. Like,
yes.
Whatever is being spoken is true. And yes. So, yeah, the simplicity of making it very accessible for every woman, no matter what her current life experience is, that there's something that she can be doing in her preparation. And you touched a little bit on food. I'm wondering, yes. Like, I'd love to hear from both of you, like, what do you mean by food? I'm just going to leave it very open.
It's very open.
Very open, so it can go anywhere. Yeah.
Well, in the sense that I used it, I really meant mostly media images, everything that our consciousness gets fed from. So definitely you will have beautiful, alive fruits and coconuts and that feed your body, but all the bodies that we are, what do you feed them with? So I was mostly relating to this. But definitely foods that are more aligned with the body itself are easier, but I wouldn't go too much in details over that because there's so many beliefs and dogmas and
so many. Yeah.
I'm sure there's many episodes possible on that subject.
Yeah, exactly. I think we could do a few just on that. So, what has been your experience? Like, has it shifted on what you would like to feed your body and your energy body and your soul with since conceiving?
Definitely. But actually, again, like, it's really not mental. I just literally just have to listen to my body. And like, people have been asking me, like, do you have cravings? I'm like, yeah, for smoothies. It's crazy. But yeah, that's really like fruits, very fresh fruits and things like that. And I really don't have to force myself to avoid or choose, or it's just, this is what I want. And so, yeah, it's quite beautiful to just, okay. Like, and yeah, I think same for the other bodies. Like, I don't know, I used to love Netflix, and and now it's just like, no, you've got better things to do. And yeah, I've been enjoying the sun and the ocean and nature, a lot of nature.
Beautiful. It's so interesting. I'm kind of intrigued. I could just have this open inquiry, not that I expect any of us to have an answer, but this open inquiry of, when you say people ask, are you having cravings? And I feel like what we have experienced in the past is women do speak about the different cravings that they have when they're pregnant, and it's often for, the ice creams or the chocolates or the very unusual or heavier, denser foods and the things that they might not normally eat. But what I have started to witness in the women that I know that have been pregnant over the last couple of years is kind of the opposite, is that as soon as they're pregnant, they're wanting smoothies and fruits and juices and not wanting to watch any TV and really aware of what's in their field. And so it feels to me like it's this next generation that are coming through, obviously requiring something different for their vibration. But I'm also wondering, in the past, totally as an open inquiry, was there a part of us and a part of our souls that was trying to, or was being shut down, or was trying to be shut down somehow with those particular cravings that were coming in of the heavier, denser experience? It's kind of intriguing to me. So, yeah.
Well, what comes to me is that for a very long time, souls were incarnating in order to go through their karma, to heal through karma. And right now, the souls that are coming, they're coming to increase the vibration of the hurt so that we can catch up on the hurt. Because the hurt is a little ahead of humanity right now. So yeah, they're coming to like kind of taking us by the hand and like, hey guys, we need to speed up a little bit. Because right now, like, the fact that the vibration of the hurt is a little higher than humanity, it's creating all of that resistance and havoc that we're experiencing. So yeah, I think that's the difference in the experience of pregnancy.
Thank you. That feels very true and very aligned in my body as you speak that. I don't know if you have anything you want to add there, if that feels...
No, I think that's very well expressed.
Yeah. And so I'd love to go a little bit deeper into this piece of like, we are needing to do a bit of catch up as humanity. We do need to shift. That is reality. That is what's happening. And more of us are starting to awaken, and obviously these souls are coming through for that. I wonder, is there anything else that either you or her would like to speak into about that? I can feel her so strongly with you. It's really, and like, I wonder what she'd like to say.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the shift already happened. And I think they're just coming to help to like ease the whole process. Yeah, like just let go of resistance. I think that's the whole message. Like, just release resistance and let it unfold. Because yeah, like I said, the hurt itself is on a higher vibration now. So like if we just attune to Mother Hurt, then up we go.
Yeah. I like that. I like that you're just putting it in like it's such obvious and simple terms, because we as humans love to make it so darn difficult.
Yes, absolutely. And one of the things that she's clearly showing us is how simple and whole it is. Like, there is so much love coming through and so much joy. She has this frequency of pure joy and pure love. I mean, she's just there. And she's been opening this channel in both our lives, like, clearing the way, I'm coming in. Let all the joy and all the love come through. And I really feel, and we've talked about it many times, how she's just like, I don't think I can find the word, but I feel like she's just walking in my field, just clearing things like, oh, this, I don't want it in the way. This is, oh, you can let go of this. And she's just, I feel like she's just clearing our lineage. Like, it's time to just allow love. Just be joy. Just enjoy the beauty of it. You know, get out of your heads and get out of your goals and it is magnificent. And she's kind of, for me, what I feel as a grandmother, she's coming like to celebrate and to bring this beauty. Simply just go back to this.
Has that brought up challenges for both of you with having her in your field saying these things need to go and this has to change. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like it can be this misconception that, oh, you're pregnant with a high vibrational being, it must just be all flowers and rainbows and singing, and there's like flower petals being thrown in front of you as you walk down the street, ready to birth in bliss. And I wonder if you'd like to speak into a little bit more about what is the truth of it, so that other women who are or are going to go through this experience kind of get it, of like, oh, okay, it's okay, I'm normal, it's not rainbows all the time.
Yeah. I think, wow, there's so many layers to everything on that topic. Mm-hmm. But one of the first experience that came after learning that I was pregnant was separating with her father, with whom I have been for 6 years. Like, we're a power couple. We created a beautiful business here in Bali. We've went through so many challenges together. And we've always said, like, we're twin flames. Like, yeah. And by the way, twin flames is very challenging. Like, it's not like, yeah, it's like you have someone with whom you have a lot of contracts to like heal a lot of things and go through a lot of experience in your life. So yeah, it's never been easy, but like we've always moved through things, you know, and suddenly I'm pregnant, and of course, like the narratives want that, like, okay, we prepare that nest for like her baby to come through, and I'm receiving that message like, yeah, no, you need to be whole, and in order to do that, you need to take some time on your own. I'm like, but I'm pregnant. Like, I want a man next to me, like walking side by side, you know? And it's like, no, there's work to do on your own. And if you want to allow unconditional love, you'll need to let go of all the stories and the expectations of what it is to be a couple and to be parents. And so, yeah, that has been very challenging. For both of us. Bless him. Like, I feel it like we've been basically like walking through fire. It's like a purifying fire, basically. But at the same time, there's also, like, I'm starting to observe higher qualities as well in our relationship. There's deeper communication, there's deeper honesty. And somewhere I feel that slowly, even though, like, of course we're kind of hurt of how this is happening, like, or human mind wants to have a story of guilt for me and blame. But if we let go of these stories, we can slowly experience actually like how much we love each other and how much we're ready to give for her to have the most incredible experience on hers. So, and yeah, there's a lot that had to shift to create that space, but it's happening slowly. And yeah, that's where I said, like, we have to let go of resistance. Like, over and over and over again.
Thank you so much for sharing that part of your story, because actually I have met a number of women now who, when they're pregnant with these high vibrational beings, have separated from their partner. And it's extremely common, probably more than half of the women. And I know a lot of women right now who are conceiving and birthing, and a lot of them are having this same experience of the separation. And so for you to share that, I feel like supports other women who might be going through the same experience to know like it's okay, and that it is happening for a reason. Like for this to be happening across the globe to so many women at the same time, or women and men, sorry, not just women, it's both people that are having this experience. There's something here for us to learn, and something here for us to awaken to. And I feel like it's big. Like the one thing that I hear from them is that they don't want, and they don't want the mother and father. They don't want traditional mother and father and the parent role, and that this language needs to change. And I've already heard you say that, like guardian, and like it is shifting and it's changing. And so to break down what our normal family unit used to be. So I really do honor you and the father of your beautiful child in the experience that you're needing to have right now, because I feel like you're having that experience for all of us, basically.
Yeah, allowing different narratives. Yeah, and it's so funny how when I do share my story, people tell me the like even crazier stories. And yeah, and it's making me realize that like it's okay, just keep moving forward and allowing what's here, and everything will fall into place, even if it's super scary in the moment. But like we were talking about fear earlier, we're humans. The idea is not to avoid fear, is to experience fear, and like allowing this emotion to like go through, not like stick in our body and create trauma.
Yeah, it feels like this transmutation of fear into love. As I said that, my whole womb is like ripples and butterflies in there. I'm wondering, like, what is your viewpoint on, like, when I say, you're already witnessing your daughter, which means you're part of this experience as well, of this change in paradigm of how a family used to be. What is your take on this shift and change?
I have witnessed their couple for 6 years, obviously. And, I saw their whole narrative, everything that they were into. And the decision to take some time for her specifically to come back to herself. And the shift that I have seen in both of them. Like, I can finally witness Laura rising to what she is. I can finally see her choose her wholeness, her integrity, her authenticity. So if that's what is needed, I think it's clearly what is being called of her is to be whole. And if that's the way that's necessary to do this, then that's the way. And I've seen her partner also. He's like transforming so much. Like, it's fascinating, it's beautiful, it's amazing. And I don't know, maybe somehow in our old models we're like, the energies are kind of stuck together and it's not moving, it's not flowing. But by giving each other some space, it allows more energy to be held in the same container. There's just more space. But they are creating a container together. They are parents together. They are working on this process consciously, and all I can see actually is more love more for themselves first, and together building much bigger container than when they were, like on the same, trying to be a standard couple, and it's beautiful to witness. Yeah, so I really deeply trust the process because I can see them grow. I'm witnessing them. So for me it's easy to trust when I see that.
Yeah, it's profound to feel like the shift that's happening. I feel like relating paradigm has been wanting to change for a long time, and the parenting paradigm as well, like just the way we've done things in the past, it was time for it to change. And so the fact that it's shifting and changing, and there's people who are trusting and going with what you trusted beyond the fear that you would have been feeling, I'm sure, around like, are you serious? I'm pregnant and now I'm gonna like, what? What? Yeah, wow. Do you have any insights into where you think maybe it's going for you and for others, like with this paradigm shift happening around parenting and this opening to more love? Do you have any insight on where you feel we're going with that?
Well, I think that they really want to impact as many people as possible. So for this reason, it kind of makes sense not to have a two-people unit as parents. To create that space actually allows suddenly more grandparents and more friends and potentially other partners to be involved, and which means other people on who they can have a very direct impact. So yeah. And obviously I kind of hope that we'll be able to create more like a feeling of community around them. It's slowly happening here in Bali. It's definitely a big movement. So hopefully they'll have that kind of traction as well. We'll see how that happens. But
yeah. It's exciting. I mean, if you look to, we've just shifted into the Aquarian age, right? And like everybody's been talking about when we come into the Aquarian age, it will be community. And there's been these conversations happening for so long. So it's fascinating for me to witness it happening beyond anybody's mental choice, beyond anybody's mental place of like, oh, and so now we must create community. They're like, I'm going to create my own community. So I'm coming through. So that to me is like, wow, we really are shifting. And it's fascinating that we used to be community, especially us living here in Bali. For me, witnessing that they live community, like that is their normal way. And for so much of the rest of the world, we moved away from community, and now we're starting to be drawn back and drawn back into what is the beauty of like not doing it on our own. And as I say that, I also kind of wonder, like, as an expectant mother, how does that feel of like, oh, I didn't have to do this alone. There's a community coming together.
Yeah. Well, at the moment, there's still my human brain that like really wants somehow to hold on to to the narrative of like two people, because it's a whole new thing coming, and when we haven't experienced it, it's hard to trust that it's really coming. But yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's natural, right? for the human to be in this space of like, what is this? You're a front leader in what's shifting and what's changing in the world right now. Oof. I honor your bravery.
Thank you.
Yeah, I really do. Like, even beyond the human self that sits here, it's like your soul has chosen to really show up in the fire and step into this path as we're shifting and changing. So, oof. Power to you.
It's a long time and powerful journey, because how is it in our story that we end up in Bali together at the same time? You know, like it's been a very organic process, and when I look back, things were already aligning for us to be here together to welcome this child. Like, we, at no point do we really sit down and say, okay, we're going to move together to Bali. It was just, we were both doing what we had to do, and like it was weaved together, and that's it. Now we're this family getting ready to welcome this child.
How exciting.
Just be so blessed.
I wonder for you, like, you know, you've been around pregnancy and birth for a very long time. This is a big part of your life, but as you say, it's the first time to be a grandmother. Like, how is this feeling for you? This is now not someone else's child that you're about to support coming in. It's your grandchild.
Yes, it is really, really unique. I always knew that becoming a grandmother would be special. It was so special for me already to become a mother. It has always been an important part of my life, and like, I expected that grandmother would be special. But it hit me with something I really didn't expect. Like, I expected, to have joy and love and like for when the baby would arrive or something. But no, it's way bigger than that, and way before. Just feeling her always in the space. Like we were saying before, it's not really words, but I feel her essence, like clearly. You know, I feel like I'm also kind of communicating with her, and it's just so beautiful and powerful, and I'm just witnessing and being amazed. And like, you know, she's 27, so obviously there were old paradigms back then, old ways of parenting, and like I'm seeing the shift and I'm feeling the shift. And like we always say, as grandparents, all you have to do is just love and be present. But oh my, there's another layer of that. It's multi-level, it's multi-dimensional levels of love. And I feel that she's bringing so much that we just need to be present. We just need to support whatever she needs. That's all that we're there for. Yeah. You know, just to offer her the safest, the most loving environment where she can be whole. How much love can there be in that space? How much safety, but safety in the real sense of a relaxed nervous system, like not having I don't know, like separation, like having a normal, natural birth, and having time with her mother to really bond skin to skin, and to arrive in a really safe, gentle environment. You know, how I feel I'm there just to protect this space. You know, I used to say midwife, but now I prefer to say birth keeper, sacred birth keeper. So how, as a grandmother, can I support that? How can I contribute to creating an environment that really allows both of them to meet, and for their space to be as gentle, loving, and supporting as possible?
Yeah, I wish that for for every birthing mother and for every child coming through, that somehow they're able to find that experience of safety and having that moment together. And then you speak of like the skin to skin time and being able to really be in that space together. Ooh. One of the things that I really love about a lot of the women that I work with, they're all becoming doulas. So a lot of the women that I've apprenticed are becoming doulas. It was not their plan, either birth or death doulas. Like that's really becoming their path, and this feeling and desire for the birth world to start to, I guess, catch up, to shift and to change. I wonder, do you see that is a possibility for the birth world to start to catch up to where we're at?
It is catching up. It is. It definitely is wildly catching up. For example, there's the paradigm of hospital birth. And for a long time, midwives were available just on a private basis for only an elite of women. But now, in many more countries, midwifery is something accessible for a wider range of women. Home birth is something that we're talking about, skin to skin, breastfeeding. All these normal things are not part of the elite anymore. They're part of the common culture. So that in itself is already a shift. It's becoming more normal, more standard for a wider part of humanity. So that in itself is pretty amazing. And we're talking more and more. I mean, ecstatic birth, orgasmic birth are also it's like layer by layer, but the discussions are reaching out more and more people, and things are becoming more and more women are taking consciousness of their womb, and many more women have womb activations before their birth, so really becoming aware and connected with all this immensity. So already that is amazing also. So definitely I've been seeing births, the energy in itself. There's more, funny enough, there's more spiraling. It's really up there in the field. I think the last births I've seen there's definitely something more open, more flowing about them. Definitely. It's happening. It really is. There's more and more doulas, as you say, more and more midwives, more and more women having free births also. It's becoming normal for a certain portion of women to deeply trust their process and just to allow themselves to go into that process and say, I got this wisdom inside of me and I can do it. They are connected with that. It's becoming more and more normal, so that's really good. I'm really happy to see this happening.
Where would you like to see it go? Where do you think it's possible that we can go if we keep being in this shift?
Yeah, in my dreams.
In your dreams, where are we?
In my dreams, women really become aware and shift from the beliefs that they need to be taken charge of when they're having babies. Because we carry this deep wisdom inside our bodies. There's a reason we are 9 billion human beings on the planet. We've been doing this for thousands of years, and this wisdom is inside of us. And through time, this wisdom has been taken over by the medical system, and so many women today believe that this is what they have to do. They have to go to hospital, they have to follow this and that and this and that, and that it's normal to be so afraid and that it's unsafe, but that's all just a set of beliefs. it's a set of false beliefs, actually. So in my dream, women connect with that amazing powerhouse inside of themselves. And they start tuning in, listening to this intuition. Once we get pregnant, we know. We know. When I birthed of her, people sometimes are like, you were so courageous to do a free birth. But no, I was just listening. I knew that it was the right thing to do. And I knew that it was in communication with my baby. And if something was wrong, I was ready to go to the hospital. I really believe that in some cases it is necessary, and we are very lucky to be living in this era. But unless it's necessary, we have this intuition that we just need to connect with and to listen to. And we had an amazing birth. It was really amazing. And there's this channel when you're pregnant, you become a channel. And you hear so much, you feel so much. So in my dreams, women listen. Listen to this. Listen to their womb. Listen to the language of their womb that tell them this is right. This feels good. This is what I need. This is what I want. Instead of listening to outside discourse. I think that will bring a lot of change into how birth is experienced on the planet. The day that women really trust their own womb and their own intuition and their own wisdom and start birthing babies the way they feel is right.
Yeah, I mean, who else can know what the baby and your body want more than what you and the baby can know? This is the thing, right? It's like from the beginning of all time, women have been birthing, and we've made it this far. So I'm pretty sure the body and the woman knows exactly how to do it. And we kind of got lost there for a little while in thinking or giving away the power of we don't know how to do it and someone else has to direct every moment of it. But it's exciting that we're moving back to the fact that the body does have the wisdom. So I love that that's your dream. That's same for me as well, as how do we now come into the place where, like, how exciting that we do have the medical system for when there is an emergency and for when it's needed, and for the rest of the time, let's just trust that body to do what it's good to do.
Trust the babies also.
Yeah.
They know what they need. They need to be listened to. And as a midwife, when there would be something showing up in the story of birth, I would always tell the babies, tell me what you need. Be clear with what you need. And the birth will shift on one side or the other. Like, I need to go to the hospital, and it becomes clear. And then you just go to the hospital. That's it. Thank you for being clear. Or otherwise, like, okay, I felt stuck a bit here. I just need a bit of presence. I need a bit of reassurance. And then you go inward more, and then the flow of birth arises again.
What is, like, when you're there in birth keeper role, what is that experience for you of being in tune with the mother and with this child that's coming through? I'm fascinated.
It's interesting that you asked the question. I hope that I do find the words in English, but there's something very, very deep. There's something like, I feel like I'm on a threshold holding doors. And so there's this communication with the mother, and there's this communication with the baby at the same time. And I feel like I'm in a space where I'm there just to allow the energy to be. So there's this alignment. For example, for the mother, I know that my role is to hold a sacred, deep trust. That if I doubt one moment, if in that channel I allow doubt to happen, it can go totally out of control, you know? So that's really important. And also with the baby at the same time, there needs to be this deep listening and to this, like, what is it that you need? So it's really holding the door between dimensions and being really open to allow what wants to come through.
Wow. Oof. Yeah, such deep honoring for you with that. And, you know, I feel like my experiences, these souls are asking to be sung in, and whether that actually be on the voice or whether that be by the energy, but this experience of really being guided and brought in with the energy of song. And so to me, that's that. It's like holding the dimensions open, holding the door open and really welcoming them of like, okay, we're right here with you. We're fully here. And the deep, deep honoring of what it is to bring one of these children into the world. Like, it's profound to me.
Like, it really is. And the women, they sing in birth. They sing. Every woman sing in birth. And you know, when the energy flows less, you hear some screams, and then when they open and surrender and align to this intensity again, then you have these amazing, powerful songs that come through, these deep. It's beyond moaning. It's really the song of birth. It's really unique, and you can, you know, you hear the song, you listen to the song, and as long as the song is harmonious, all is good. When there's a false note, let's go sit a little bit.
Amazing. Oh my goodness. I really I'm excited, I guess, to be in this space with both of you and to really feel your wisdom from a woman who's not only birthed a child, but has been around many, many women who are birthing and for such a long period of time, as we're starting to shift this experience of what birthing is. So for me, it's a real honor to be in a space with you and to hear your wisdom. I'm wondering, is there anything else that you feel wishes to come through you in this moment to share with other women who are perhaps preparing for birth in any stages?
I think what I would really add is how these souls, how they want to come in and just be welcomed, and how can we support their arrival by creating an environment that is as unhindered as possible. That's really the idea. They are whole. So how is it possible for every single woman in their birthing process, in their preparation, but in their birthing process, to have really an environment that is as calm as possible, as gentle as possible? One of the things that I've learned a lot through the years is how a baby's nervous system is really, really sensitive and attuned. So we talk a lot about the souls, but the incarnated way to see it, to observe it, is really through the nervous system. So how can we protect these nervous systems? They are incarnating with senses, and how can we make it gentle for them to arrive in all ways possible and to keep the integrity of their nervous system, so we don't create traumas on them? You know? How can they stay whole as long as possible? You know? We're talking about the 4th trimester of pregnancy. So there's 3 trimesters during the pregnancy, but the 4th one, which is the first 3 months of a baby, that one is a really sacred one for the incarnation of the soul. And it really requires that we keep environments where babies arrive and they're in an environment that is peaceful for them.
Yeah.
That, there's co-sleeping, there's breastfeeding, there's baby wearing. You don't put your baby in a car seat on the table in a restaurant. That is very stressful for them. Mm-hmm. When you'll get home at night, your baby might cry because his nervous system is overcharged. Mm-hmm. So how can you protect that nervous system? How can your baby feel aligned with your heart and your breath for many months, as much as possible? Keep them close so they can really learn to adapt, to modulate into the arrival in their body, and then they can stay as whole as possible.
I love you that you share about the fourth trimester and how important that is in the nervous system. And I recently asked my mum what was my birth story, and the way I got taken home was put in a capsule and put in the boot of the car, not a closed boot, but like a hatchback boot of the car, because that's how it was done. And then I was driven all around for a few hours and kind of showing off to everyone, and they'd open the boot of the car and everyone would stare at me, and then they'd close the boot of the car and off they'd go. And it's like that was what was done back then. We're talking back in 75, and my mum was really young, and like my parents were really young, and that was just how it was. And I am still repairing my nervous system now, and it was beautiful for me to hear that, because now I understand why. But yeah, I love that you speak into this, like that fourth trimester and them settling into a body, especially high vibrational beings. Many of them, of what I'm speaking to, have not actually been in a physical body before. So they're like, even just being in a body is like, what on earth is this thing I am in? Like, what? I've just been light and now I am in this. And so, the absolute importance with these high vibrational beings of that experience of how do we keep their nervous system calm.
Yeah. So they can learn to regulate and go back to their light.
Yes.
So there's no separation for them.
Yes.
They can be the body and the light at the same time. This is what we wish for them. They can come in and transform the whole world.
This is the whole thing, right? I feel like this is the new earth that we're stepping into, is how do we be in this and know that we are soul at the same time. So thank you for that piece of wisdom.
Welcome.
And I'm so excited to know you and to have met you at this point of your journey, and I know we're not too far away from you bringing this amazing child earth side. And so I wonder for you, like, is there any other wisdom that feels like it would like to come through, to be shared?
I think it's something that we mentioned in many different ways through this interview, but I just want to tell every woman, like, trust yourself. You are being guided, and literally no one else has better wisdom than your own deep inner guidance. And this is my wish for every woman.
Beautiful. I wish that too. Oh my goodness. And I feel like that's where we're headed. That's where we're going. That's part of what's this shift is about. So we do get to that place where every woman gets to know that. So thank you so much for being in this space, and for sharing your experience, and for sharing your wisdom, and for allowing other women or other couples to receive this and to receive this gift. So thank you both so much for your time. I am so deeply grateful to have met both of you, and so deeply grateful that you were happy to be here and to share your wisdom. And I look forward to more. Little one, I get it. It's like a little slap over the amazing, powerful, epic being. I look forward to meeting you, like meeting your human side, not just the soul, like this. Oh my gosh, yes. When I sit with you, it's behind you. Like I am just like, whoa, that's. Ooh. What a powerful being. So thank you so much. Amazing. Thank you. And so for anyone who's been watching, listening, it really is my deepest heart's desire that you have received something from this, a gem, a piece of wisdom, something to take into your own life, perhaps something to support you in your own experience of pregnancy and of birthing, and wherever you are in this wild, incredible world and all the shifts and changes that we are all experiencing right now as humanity, as we shift together. Just sending you so much love for your journey, so much love for your path, and so much love for the piece that you are playing. Every single one of us on the planet right now is holding a key, a piece of the puzzle, and we can't do this without every single one of us. So whatever key it is, whatever piece of the puzzle it is that you are holding as we as humanity shift together, I bow down to you, deepest gratitude for what you hold, and sending you so much love.